Good morning. Welcome to today's excuse me, Facebook Live. My name's Jenny McCormack from Gemini Crafts, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Good morning to you, Molly. And it's a rather blustery morning here this morning, so I'm hoping that's not going to interrupt our recording. So today we're using a stamp set which is hidden. It's the best way I can describe it in the annual catalogue. So I don't know if anybody managed to find it. It is, oh, it's Kim. Hi Kim, you've changed your photograph. That threw me a little bit, so hi Kim. So the stamp set is called Gorgeous Posies. It's this one here, and it's one of our distinctive stamps, so it does all of the shading for you, as you can see here, particularly in the leaf and the flower image. And it's actually matched with one of our kits. Hi Tracy. And so if you have your catalogue to hand, it is on page 8 of our annual catalogue. This is the kit that it goes with, that has some pre-printed card backgrounds, some elements, and some die cuts that you can add your sentiments to, and obviously you can stamp out more flowers. And there is the stamp set there at the bottom, Gorgeous Posies. And it's £18 for 10 stamps, and this project kit doesn't include the stamp set. It makes 16 cards for each of 4 of the different designs, and then you can add the stamp sets to that, which is here at the bottom. But the stamp set works really well just on its own. So if you don't like this colour combination, which is Blackberry Bliss, Blushing Bride, Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, then obviously you can do your own combination of things. So, hi Carol. Oh, with Isabella. Hi Isabella, lovely to see you, or have you join us I should say. So this is how it stamps out. So we have the large flower, and we have these little dots which you can put together on here, hoping you can see that okay. It's very, I've used Petal Pink ink, so it's very light. You have the leaves and then the veins, which you can put together, or you could use these as little twigs in their own right. We have these little berries that has a separate detailed stamp, which I put on the top. Obviously we have the dots, and then 4 very nice sentiments. Get well soon in a nice style, celebrating your day, for a very kind and thoughtful friend, and wishing you comfort and peace at this time. So perfect obviously for sympathy cards. Let me show you 2 cards that I've made, and then we'll get cracking. Hi Minda, thank you for joining us. So here is a sympathy card. So I've used very pale pink, so I've used Petal Pink all the way around, and then the green here is from Soft Seafoam, and all I've done is stamped it around the edge, added a few of our new rhinestones. It's a very subtle, soft card. And then as a complete contrast, a very bright, this is Gorgeous Grape, exactly the same idea, stamping around the edge. I haven't done any masking or anything, and then just added some rhinestones to finish it off. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I did have an idea, sorry you can't see those up there, can you, that I'm going to share with you tomorrow, which is something completely different with the same stamp set. So you'll have to wait in anticipation for that. Hi Jill. Oh, hi Jacqueline, sorry I didn't see you. I think I've caught up with everybody else that's commented. So, Gorgeous Posies is called, stunning little set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some Wistful White card, and this is going to go on to note cards. And I'm going to recreate this one first. And so this panel is 3 inches by 4.5 inches. And then I've got the Gorgeous Grape panel to go behind, and then a note card down here to go behind that. So I'm going to stamp the inside and the envelope as well. So we're just going to work on this for the moment. Hope that's a good enough position for you. So I'm going to start by putting the sentiment in the middle, and then I can work the flowers around the outside. That way you leave plenty of space for your sentiment, and you know then how you can sort of build up the flowers around it. I think I'm going to use this one, For a Very Kind and Thoughtful Friend, and I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape so it matches the panel. Okay, so I've just got that to one side. So I'm just going to ink this up, stamp it on here so I can see how straight it is. Goes up very slightly. Yep, that will do nicely. Get that straight. Move that so I don't put my elbow into the ink pad or my hand into the ink pad. So I've chosen to put that in the middle. You could put it higher or lower, of course, and build your flowers around it. It's a nice sentiment, that one. Okay, so this is the flower, and I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to ink this up. I'm just going to stamp it off at the bottom. Okay, so all of this shading is done within the stamp itself, and all I'm going to do is stamp, and then the next one I do I'm going to stamp off first, so I get a lighter shade. I could use Highland Heather and switch colours if I wanted to, and I'm just going to build this up around here. If I'm just using a little bit, then I can use that one repeated. So pretty, isn't it? I'm not quite sure what flower this would be. Hi Carol with an E. We've got both Carols today. Anybody who's good with flowers might know. It may not be a British flower, of course. Okay, so I've built up some flowers around there. Just clean that stamp with my chamois. Then I'm going to add some leaves. So I'm using Pear Pizzazz. Now, one thing you want to be careful of if you're using these distinctive stamps is not to use an ink pad that is really, really inky. So if you've got a brand new ink pad, what you want to do is move some of the ink off one edge of the ink pad. It will settle itself back again, and the way that you do that is you can take a block, or you could take a bone folder and just move the ink off of one end. Okay, you don't want to blot it with a kitchen towel, because you're just then soaking up the ink and taking it away. Now, you may not be able to see that in detail, but this area here is now lighter. Okay, let me wipe that down. You only really need to do this if you have a very inky, brand new ink pad, or if you want to create a lighter ink. If I just use the bit at the bottom, hopefully you might be able to see the difference. So can you see it's just sort of filling in some of the detail. So if you're stamping and it's filling in too much detail, just move some of the ink out of the way. Hi Jeanette. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I'm going to pick up that pear and then just pop some leaves in between. Now this is a simple stamped card, so I'm not going to do any masking. Okay, but you could build it up with masking as well, so that the leaves popped out behind here. But our Monday morning coffee and card is a nice, simple, let's get started in the week card. Okay. So you can turn it round to get it in, you know, how you want it. You can leave gaps. You don't have to fill all of it around the edges. You could leave some white space. Okay. Let me turn this over for a minute. Okay. Now I'm going to add the veins to those leaves. I'm using the same colour ink. And I've not been too worried about where I stamp it on the leaves themselves. I'm sure there is a correct position, but it just gives a bit of detail. You don't have to add those if you don't want to. You could just leave them plain, but it just adds a bit of third dimension, I think, for that. Oh, hi Moretta. And then if I wanted to, I could add the dots. And what I did on this one was I added the dots on the lighter of the flowers. Okay, so these are the dots. Straight into Gorgeous Grape, and I'm just putting it on this lighter one. Nothing to stop me putting it on the darker one, because it will still stand out. This would be lovely with yellows and oranges, wouldn't it? Carol would like that. Carol without an E loves orange. That's her favourite colour. Hi Vivian. So there we go. Very simple, effective card. Put those away. So what I'm going to do is layer this onto here, and then I'm going to stamp the envelope and the inside of the card. Seems to have got very inky from stamping already this morning. So let's get this cracking. Oh, it was there already. So this is the new seal. Just tip it over to get the glue to the top of the roll. There we go. And obviously you could put that through an embossing fold as well if you wanted to make it look like fabric. You could put it through our Subtle or our Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. That would look really nice. Okay, let's put this to one side for a minute. I'm going to decorate the inside of the card, which is this side here. Just closed all my ink pads. And I'm just going to do the flower stamped off. Might even stamp it twice. So it's quite nice to have an even lighter image inside. and then a couple of flowers, a couple of leaves, I beg your pardon. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. The weather here was quite variable, but it wasn't too bad. There we go. And let's grab the envelope as well. Let's do that on the front side here. One and two. As I say, I'm not doing any masking, so I'm keeping it as a very straightforward card that somebody coming to Coffee and Card could cope with if they were joining us for the first time. So there is my envelope. Obviously I could decorate the back as well if I wanted to. This is the inside. Let me just clear my stamping sheet out of the way. I'm just going to fold this over, and I don't know what I've done with my oh, there it is. No, it's not. The bone folder has gone AWOL for some reason. It's probably on my other craft desk. Okay, so I'm just going to use a block to get that nicely done. So that, checking I've got that the right way round, and then our panel will go on here. Like so. And then my final finishing touch will be to add a little bit of bling, like so. And I have got some gorgeous grape gems. These are from the Noble Peacock set, which sadly we don't hold anymore, but I have a few packs of these. I could actually use the green, pick up the green for this one, or I could use both. Hello Marion, thanks for joining us today. I think I'll just do this green. I could do a mixture, of course. So a nice odd number just dotted around, like so. Okay, so that is card number 1. So the bright version. Okay. So this is the stamp set that we're using for anybody who's joined us after the beginning. Gorgeous Posies it's called. And it's right at the beginning of the catalogue. And it is part of a, it matches a kit as well. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be the pale version. Very similar. So this was my original one, a sympathy card. Sadly I lost a very good friend last week to cancer, so I do need to send her family some sympathy cards. So I'm going to do another one similar to this to send to her mum. So exactly the same idea. Let me make sure my stamps are clean. I don't really want purple in the middle of the pale petal pink. Hi Babsy, nice to have you back. We've missed you. I hope you had a nice time away. Move those out of the side. So this time I'm going to use Petal Pink, Soft Sea Foam, and then Early Espresso for my sentiment. Okay, which is the same as I've got here. Okay, as you know, Early Espresso is my favourite colour to stamp sentiments with. It's less harsh than black, it's just a little bit softer, it's grounding, it's a very natural colour, and that's why you'll see me use it rather a lot. Okay, going to bring this back in. I'm hoping that you can see that okay. Actually, I can move this out of the way now. Oh, in Suffolk you went to. Very nice. Well, we certainly missed having you around. That was for sure. I think we all felt a bit lost without you. So I'm going to use the same sympathy sentiment. So let me just swap that over. It's a nice sentiment, comfort and peace at this time. If you can have a nice sentiment like that, but it's a nice typeface and everything as well. So let's get cracking. I'm going to do this one, I think I might do this one slightly high and then have more flowers at across the bottom, like so. Hi Claire, I hope you're well. And so here we've got petal pink and soft sea foam, so I just want a really soft effect for these. So there's my petal pink. I'll get the other one ready. So just inking up with the petal pink. Just going to stamp off so I can see what it looks like. There's not much ink in here, to say the least, but it's enough and it's quite subtle as well. I'm going to bring this one down and then this one high. Sort of in there like that. There we go. So the focus is much more on those flowers at the bottom. I'll put a little one in there. There we go. Actually, put a little one in there too. Voila. Then I'm going to add some of the dots, and I'm just using exactly the same ink. So this design, the way they put the stamp together, that will stand out even though it's exactly the same ink. So it's a higher concentration of rubber on there. And obviously you could use this to dot in and out as well if you wanted to. Okay, and then we're going to add the leaf. And this is soft sea foam. It's so soft you can't see it. Just going to bring that in here. So if you wanted to step this up, you could definitely start masking the flowers and have more leaves coming round. Okay, but for my Monday session we're going to keep it straightforward. Just let the stamp set do the work. Let's take the veins of the leaves, not that you're going to see very much, but it's surprising. Just that little bit of detail getting added. Just turning this round so that I'm not getting extra ink where I don't need it, she says. There's always that chance, of course. didn't know you used to live in Ipswich, Moretta. There we go. Clean these off. Okay, and that is going to go on to Petal Pink. So it coordinates like so. And I'm going to add some of these, hello Claire, elegant faceted gems, and they've got this sort of peachy coloured one, sort of a pale pink. They've got a clear and a white, and on this one here I used the pinky ones. I wonder if I might use the clear ones. Let's have a look. Oh, 5 years, wow. So I just want it, don't want it to overpower anything else, but it also fills in that little sort of gap, doesn't it? Like so. There we go. So just really subtle. Charlesfield, oh, never heard of that. This is our organdy stripe ribbon, which would look lovely with that, wouldn't it? But I think it might be just a bit too much. Let me have a look. Make a little bow with it. So just making that smaller. Yes, it's look at the top of this one. No, I think it just overpowers it. It's really pretty, but I think if it wasn't a sympathy card, it would be okay. Okay, so those little ones are from the Elegant Faceted Gems, and they are in the new annual catalogue. Okay, let me decorate the envelope and the inside while I'm here. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Use the Petal Pink 1 and 2. Just going to have those overlapping. I'll put some on the back as well. Like that. And then for the inside of the card, so this is a note card size, so these come ready, cut and scored. So this is my inside layer. And I might just do these all the way around. Like so. I think my Petal Pink might need re-inking. What do you think? There we go. And I'm just going to leave that like that actually for the inside, just to keep it really soft. Let's move this one out of the way. Fold this up. I'm going to use my block. Cover these up and then just put them together. So a nice, soft, gentle set of cards for a Monday morning, hopefully. As I say, I've got a completely different idea for tomorrow, so I'm hoping that's going to work out. We will see. It came to me just before we came on air. go. This will be for my friend's mum, who I know will be devastated. There we go. So very straightforward cards, but I hope you like them. These are for a Monday morning. So if I can get those both in, clear the decks a little bit. Oh, thank you, Babsy. So Gorgeous Posies is the stamp set, well hidden in the catalogue. It goes with the Gorgeous Posies kit. This is the individual stamped images here, and it is on page 8 of the annual catalogue. That's the kit up at the top, and that's the stamp set. And you can see what I mean by it being hidden, because this shows the stamps at 40% of the size. It just gets completely lost on the page. So hopefully I've inspired you to give this a go. Obviously you could use any existing stamp set as well with florals, so nothing technical, just stamping around the edge, overlapping a little bit, using second generation stamping for a lighter image on this one. Not needed on this one because the ink was so light anyway. And that is it. So I hope you can join me tomorrow, which will be Tuesday at 3 p.m. and I'll be using this same set in a completely different way. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves, look after your loved ones, give them an extra special hug if you're allowed to, and I hope you can keep crafting. Thank you so much. Bye bye.